Hi everyone and welcome to our little hubby nook. I'm Helen and in today's video I'm going to be sharing my completed pages from March. So I managed to complete 11 pages and 4 of those were in untouched books. So not too bad going, not the greatest, but some of them were fairly big pages and some more complex ones. So yeah, not too bad. So let's start. We have got Ball de Pois. And did the 2 in here. This is one of my project books for the year, and started off doing this one on the left hand side with the cute little sheep in the middle, and in the background we have Neocolor 2s and Albrecht Dürers on the leaves. So Albrecht Dürers in the base of in the image in the middle, and then the lamb itself was done with Prismacolor, and there's some Posca pen in there as well. And this border was with Arteza metallic watercolors, so they are a little bit shimmery. But yeah, enjoyed doing this. I do like working in this book. The paper is beautiful for watercolor mediums. They do need a little bit of ironing afterwards because the page does buckle a little bit, but a bit of ironing afterwards and you're good to go. So I'm trying to do the season, like the start of the season page as we start the season. So I did the December one, sorry, the winter one, and I'm trying to do them in the same style, so it looks like a wallpaper in the background, and then the metallic on this bit, and then obviously this bit is coloured in as well. So yeah, I'm using the same mediums throughout the book as well. So my Albrecht Dürers, my Prismas, and my Neocolors, and any metallic paints that I see fit, really. So that was the first one, and then I did this one, which again is the same with the Neocolors in the background. So with this one, I just bordered it off with some masking tape. So I just had this little bit in the middle to frame off. It just allowed it to not be just this bit in the picture. Again, same pencil, so the Albrecht Dürers, Prisma details on the bird, the Neocolors, and Posca. There's no metallic on here, I don't believe. Oh, there might be a little bit actually on in the little stamens there. You can kind of see. But yeah, I do enjoy doing this sort of stippling effect with my Neocolors. So just go in and just draw lots of little circles in the colours, and then just stipple it with a brush. I do enjoy doing that. You'll see that in quite a few of my books now. It's just a fun way of adding sort of texture and interest to a page, really. If anyone's interested in knowing how I'm doing that, let me know and I'll do a little video on that as well. And this page was also for hashtag over on Instagram that's run by Lavella's Colouring and Colourful Diary 2018. So they pick a page for us to colour, and then obviously we colour it and post it on Instagram. And this was April's page, and I believe that, sorry, this was March's page, and I believe that this one is April's page. So it'll probably be very similar to this one, I believe, when I've done it. But we shall see. I might change my mind. I'm not sure what I want to do with this circle in the background. I don't know whether to do it as like a sun or a moon or something, or if it's just, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, looking forward to doing that and to doing some more in this book. So that was Ball de Pois. Then we have, I believe this is Under the Microscope on Land, something along those lines. I always forget the translation for this one. But I did these two. So this one on the right was actually already a completed page a long time ago. Back in 2020. This was one of my very first books that I got, and I just had the 3 neon colours in the background. So it was just the pink, the orange and the yellow, and it just looked really flat. But back then I didn't really know much about tenure shading and things like that. I mean, I did, but not to the degree that you can achieve now once you've practiced and stuff. So I went in and I just basically added a bit of a darker shade. So I think I added the processed red to the pink, the orange I think was the cadmium orange, I believe, and then the yellow. On the yellow I used either the chartreuse or the yellow chartreuse. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been the chartreuse. Actually, no, I think it might have been the lime peel. I can't remember, but I did write it down. But yeah, so I just for a little bit of shading on there, just so it wasn't flat colour. And then I went in and did the background with acrylic, just so that the colours really pop off the page. And then all these spots and dots was just done with some neon paint pens that I have. And then because the page was practically already done, I felt a bit cheated that I hadn't actually done anything in this book. So I went ahead and I did this one. So I carried exactly the same colours across to this page. So it acts as essentially a double page spread. But yeah, again, this is another one of my project books for the year. So I wanted to make sure I got at least a page done, rather than cheating and doing a page that was technically classed as done back 4 years ago. But yeah, and all of these flowers and leaves was perfect for the hashtag Flowers and Leaves 25, hosted by Maryful Colours over on Instagram. So that was that one. Then we have 50 Mythical Miniatures, and perfect page for March was the Leprechaun, and I just used my Deco Time alcohol markers, as that's the only ones that I can manage to get at the minute. With the hype of all the cozy colouring, trying to get a hoo-hoos is a nightmare, and Copics are very, very pricey for doing this kind of colouring anyway, I believe. So the Deco Time are very budget friendly. They're not the greatest pens, don't get me wrong. They're not like, oh my god, wow. They don't blend all that great. At least I can't manage to blend them very well, especially on copy paper. But they do the job. They're still fun to use. And you just have to be a little bit mindful that because they are a budget pen, they can bleed like yellow over time. They start to yellow, especially the browns and like the red tones and things. So hence why I leave a little bit of parchment paper in there. I do also seal it as well, just to hope that it stays, but I haven't noticed a sealant actually working with it. So yeah, but we'll see. But it was fun to do. And then, as I say, I did the rainbow in the background. This wasn't in there. It's very, very bad shape one, but I did a rainbow in there because, as you know, well, most people would know, if you follow a rainbow to the end, you find a pot of gold. So I thought that was quite apt for that one. I did enjoy doing that. So I do like using my alcohol markers. I don't tend to use them very often because I just prefer pencil. So next we have Romantic Country Third Tale, and I'm not overly happy with this one. It's a bit boring, but it's a page done at least. And I did the Spring Has Come page. So I used my Castle Art pencils. I used the Soft Touch and the Pastel Tint sets, and wanted to just stick to a really pale pastel colour palette, and did achieve that, but I just don't feel like there's enough vibrancy there even for a pastel page. It was still fun to do. The pencils didn't work great in this book. I did struggle a little, but yeah, it's a page done. And then in the background I just added a little bit of soft pastel. You can't really see it in the video, but there's a very pale lilac in the background, just so that the page isn't all white. And then there's some Posca pen in there. And I believe that's all I used. Yeah, a bit of Posca for the patterns in there, just a little bit of gold. It's not really very shiny, those metallic Posca pens, but it's the only metallic pens that I've got really at the minute. I need to invest in some, is it the jelly rolls that people use, or the Pentel hybrid pens? Yeah, need to invest in some of those. But yeah, it's a page done. I do enjoy this book, or I enjoy these books, Erie's books. But I did struggle with the castle arts, so I don't think I'd use them in here again. But it's nice to use some budget pencils, just so you're not using your expensive ones all the time, because they can be quite pricey to replace. So next up we have Dark Fairy Tales, and we got this as an early release copy sent by the publisher. So I started this late February and finished the first one at beginning of March, and this book is absolutely stunning. If you haven't seen a flip through of it already, there is a silent flip through, and then there is also a chatty flip through with me and Shane, just chatting randomness whilst flicking through the book. But I did the Queen of Hearts page first. So if you have already watched that video, you'll see that I did actually want to do the Snow White page first. But after I started flicking through, I saw this one and I thought, oh no, I really want to do this one. And I thought, if I carry on going, she might lop off my head. Silly things that go in your head, isn't it, really? So yeah, I thought, oh, I'm going to do this one. Stuck to a really, limited colour palette. So take a sip of my drink. Oh, sorry, I've got a bit of a tickle. So yeah, very limited colour palette. And yeah, I think it came out quite well, to be honest, apart from the background. The background didn't quite go to plan, so it's all Prismacolor, and then the background is Neocolor. I don't think I put enough down, to be fair, but the paper really absorbed the water and it started to look really mottled and patchy. So I just went over with the Prisma pencils and just made it look so it looked like old worn paper. It kind of worked. It's not the greatest, but yeah, it's a completed page. I did enjoy doing it. It looks better in person than it does on camera, to be honest. And then there's also some metallic on the crown. You can't really see. The light's not too great today. I don't really want to turn the light on because then it just glares. But yeah, so that was the first one I did, and then I really wanted to still do the Snow White page. So here's the Snow White and Rose Red page. For some reason my focus has gone, so bear with me. Is that better? That might be a little better. So yes, I did the Rose Red and Snow White page, and again I thought I'd try water mediums in the background again, just to see if it was just bad luck on the last page. And I did an Inktense background this time, and again it didn't really work to my favour. Again, I probably didn't use enough pigment, probably too much water, but it just went patchy. So I went over the top with my Prismas, just in the black and the warm greys, just in a little bit of a gradient down here to add the light reflection. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. Again, all Prismacolor pencils over the whole thing. And then this bit of blood up here was, I don't know if you can see, it's slightly glossy. So that is a paint that we use for painting Warhammer models. It's a technical by Citadel, Blood for the Blood God. And I'll just move this aside and I'll open it up. So it's sort of like, it kind of actually looks like blood. So it's glossy, as you can see. It's quite thick, but it's also runny at the same time. It's I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of snotty. Is that the right kind of consistency to say? I don't know, but yeah, it's really fun to work with. It mainly is for painting on plastic models, but it works in colouring books. The only thing, if you use too much of it, it is quite sticky when it dries. So all I did is I just put just a little tiny bit of glossy accents just over the top, because it just gets rid of that tackiness. Because although it's dry, it just leaves a little bit of tackiness to it, because it's, like I say, it is mainly for painting miniatures, plastic miniatures. But yeah, I thought it would be quite fun to add that in. I could have probably done the same effect by just doing red pencil and then using the glossy accents over the top, or even getting a one of the glossy jelly roll pens, but I used what I had at hand. So yeah, and also did this for the hashtag Colour the Fairy Tales March 2025 for the prompt Snow White by Geordie Colours over on Instagram and over here on YouTube. Then we have Magical Dawn, again another one of my project books for the year, and I've done this scarab page, and again Prismacolors. I do enjoy using my Prismacolors. You'll find that throughout probably most of my colouring journey is using Prismas. I'm just going to move my keyboard out of the way, it keeps on falling down. So yeah, Prismacolors, and there is some Posca pen for all the little embellishments and highlights and things, and Neo colours in the background. And on this gemstone here, I used the glossy accents, so just to add a little bit of shine and a little bit of dimension. And this colour palette I just found randomly while going through Pinterest, and it was orange, green and purple, and I thought, well, that's quite an interesting colour scheme. It's mainly like it's quite Halloweeny, isn't it, really, those three colours? But I thought if I do nice and bright ones, and I thought, yeah, that looks quite good. So I do like that, like those three together, and I have recorded it down because I might do it again in another page, but maybe in a different book. But yeah, that was very fun to do, and I'm quite proud of my crystals. I'm still not quite confident in colouring them, but yeah, I know a lot of people white out the lines on these, but I did white them out and it didn't look right, so I just scratched it off, and I actually think it looks a little better just keeping the lines in there. But yeah, so I did enjoy doing that one, and I really love working in this book. So I just love Hannah Carlson's books, to be fair. Then we have Matchstick Mouse Springtime, and I did the frog and the lily pad, and this was just all with Prismacolor pencils, no alcohol markers. I don't really like using my alcohol markers on Matchstick Mouse books. I don't know why, because I used them in the Camilla books, but for some reason I really enjoy colouring these with my Prismacolors, mainly because you can add more detail rather than with alcohol markers. Alcohol markers can just be a flat colour. I know you can go in with pencil over the top, but then to me it kind of defeats the object of doing alcohol markers. If you're doing alcohol markers, do alcohol markers. That's just me. That's my opinion. That's just how I work. My brain works in really weird ways. So yeah, just I do a really light layer, just to put my colour placement down, and then I go in and then I burnish and blend the colours together as I go. On this paper anyway, that's how I use them, because obviously it is just copy paper. It's nothing spectacular to write home about and go, oh wow, this is amazing, because it really isn't. But the pencils work perfectly fine on there, and yeah, there's some Posca pen on there for some highlights, and I think that's all I used on there. I don't think I'd used anything else. But yeah, I do love my Matchstick Mouse. When I do mine, so she will be the same colour throughout the book, so her fur is all the same. Her fur is the same in all of the books of hers, of the Matchstick Mouse, but then in each book she'll have different colour clothes. So in Big Adventure she is in purple. I haven't decided a colour yet on this one because she hasn't got any clothes on this one because she's having a little skinny dip. But I am leaning towards the orange, like on the front cover, but I'm also leaning towards maybe yellow or even the lime green. But I'm not too sure yet. I think it's going to depend on, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm a bit indecisive. But again, this was for a hashtag, what was it? Matchstick Mouse Through the Seasons by Julianette Art. Over on Instagram, and I believe the next page is the double bunny page, this one. So, and she's got the hat on that one, so I'll probably colour, I usually colour the mouse last, so I'll colour everything in first and then I might decide which colour I do for her hat. But yeah, I am leaning towards, like, again, it'll be spring colours, but it'll be the same throughout. So that's Springtime Matchstick Mouse. And then last but not least, my project book with Shane in Mouse Guard, and I managed to get mine done this month, and we did this page. So Shane has already done his. He done his in February before he got this commission that he's doing at the minute, so he did manage to get a page done at least last month, and he did make a start on our next one while I started this one, just so that he can do a little bit, because he doesn't colour as often as I can, being obviously a commission painter and also having a full-time job as well at the minute, because he's transitioning across to being a commission painter and full-time at home. But yeah, so I managed to get mine complete, and it's Neo Colours 2s in the background. Ink tents based all over the mouse and the bone work and all over. And then I go in with my Prismacolors for some details. There is some Posca pen, and then there is some Clearo metallic watercolours, which is just on the edges of the weapon so that they're shining, and a little bit on the helmet there. I did think about adding some to the chainmail here, but I didn't think it needed it really. And again, my usual stippled background with my Neo colours, and for some reason I seem to really gravitate towards this colour combination of that. If I remember rightly, it's I think the ochre, the yellow ochre, and then going into the Sahara yellow. I believe that's the colours that I use. But yeah, I do really enjoy just doing this, like, stippling effect. It just adds interest and texture to a page rather than just a full flat colour. I do that as well, but I do really enjoy doing this. So that was my page complete in here, and what I'll do is I will pop Shane's up here on the left hand side, so you can see them side by side, but you can also see it in the February completed pages if you wish to go and have a look at it a little better than you can see on the screen now. So that was that, and I have picked the next one, and like I say, Shane has already started, and we are doing this one next, the snail and I believe these are bluebells. So that is our next project that we are doing. I'm not sure whether I'll get around to doing mine just yet. I'll start colouring mine once he gets a chance to start his, just so that we can finish around the same sort of time. But yeah, I did try and get this one done for February, but I just didn't have time, so I managed to get it done in March. So that is all of my pages for March. My favourite, I don't really have just one. I think I like this one, the one in Matchstick Mouse. I love the Magical Dawn one, and I think this one, the yeah, Queen of Hearts. So my brain just went completely blank then. Yeah, the Queen of Hearts page. So I think those 4 are actually my favourite. I can't really narrow it down to just the one, I don't think. They're all so different, and they're all different artists. So yeah, so let me know down below if you agree with my favourite, or if you have a favourite, let me know what it is. And until next time, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.